So as we approach the holiday season, I understand you have some tips for us spenders.
Yeah, why not use technology to help you with the spending, make it more intelligent? Because what's going to happen, Larissa, is you're going to get into the store and all of the whatever the merchants want you to start spending on, you're going to do that. So get online first, do some price checking. Amazon has some amazing price checker software that you can use. There's ShopBot. As you go into the holidays, you're probably going to want to take a trip or have family come in. So use Flight Tracker, use Kayak, use things like that. Use technology and that calm time before you go out shopping to price check and do all that type of stuff. Don't expect that you're going to do that in the store. And plus, I don't know about you, but I get exhausted really, really quickly when I'm shopping. And then you default to whatever's there. So do it a little in advance.
Can you shop with apps, or are you shopping with apps?
Okay, this is where you want to be really careful.
Because you mentioned the Amazon price checker.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're shopping with apps, you want to make sure that you're looking at the permissions, all that type of stuff. What a lot of people are doing is they're saying, hey, they want to be proactive with their budgeting. That's great. But when you're using technology for that, make sure you're using what your bank offers. If you're using a third-party tracker, let's say, for example, and I won't name names, anything where you're divulging your personal information, your banking information, your investments, things of that sort, sounds great, right? They're going to give you a budget, let you know where you're spending. But that third-party permission means that you are foregoing the fraud protection with your credit card, your debit card, and at your bank.
So you're using apps like Amazon Price Check, but don't use apps like when it comes to tracking your finances.
Exactly. Yes, precisely. And you'll find that most banks right now have lots of options within, if you use one credit card, you use one debit card, you stay with one bank. They're kind of doing that all for you. A lot of banks are doing that today. So be super careful. Also a time to be checking your identity. Great tip. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be spending a lot this holiday season, regardless of a budget or not. Put alerts on your credit card and your debit card. You can do this right within your online banking with most banks. What it's going to do is give you a little alert every time you make a purchase. And if you see something that isn't you, that'll tip you off right away that you've been a victim of fraud, because this is one of the biggest times that identity thieves are looking to get your information, because we're busy, we're not paying attention. Nobody's going through their credit card statements probably till January, so you want to get it right away.
What is the average Canadian spending?
They are spending on average around $1,500 a year on holidays. And the problem is when we say on average, obviously a lot of people are spending a lot more and putting it on credit cards many times. So many things derail your holiday best intentions, like family coming in, a lot more dinners out, a lot more invitations. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but 50% of Canadians are $200 away from not being able to pay their bills. So what it means is when those unexpected expenses and invites and things come up, they often go on a high interest rate credit card.
Is cash still king, or should you be, using the credit card and using cash? How should you be thinking of that?
Oh, it's a really great question. Cash is king in the sense that your brain actually feels a loss when you take that money out of your wallet or your purse. When you're using plastic, whether it's debit or credit, you don't feel that loss, right? You don't feel it at all. Here's the problem though, Larissa, that I have with cash is, number one, I can go through a lot of cash really fast. So yes, I feel that pain of spending, but then it's like, where did that go? Second, when you are making a big purchase, let's say I'm buying a recliner for my mom, and then there's a problem 6 months down the line, I don't want to fight, and this actually happened, I don't want to fight with the merchant. If I used my credit card, I have some protection there as that extra layer of fighting. Or let's say it's a kiosk at the mall and I don't know that that organization is going to be around tomorrow, or charity or something of that sort. If I use my credit card, I have that layer of protection. If they don't accept a credit card, probably a red flag that it might be someone who might not be around in a couple of months.
You've talked about creating this holiday binder.
Right. Okay, so here's what you want to do. I don't like budgets. I don't think they generally work, but you do want to know what you're spending. What the average is doesn't matter. What are you and your family spending? So get a binder and put everything in it this year. What you want to accomplish at the end of the holiday season is a baseline of what you and your family actually spent. Just go and spend like you normally would, okay? And also that binder, you're going to keep all the receipts and all of the warranties and all of that type of stuff for a number of reasons. To go back in January, see what you spent. Then you want to go see your certified financial planner and say, this is what I spent. I now want to save up for the next year, okay? You also want that binder because if you have some buyer's remorse, that's okay. Keep those receipts. You can take the stuff back, or you can take it back with the kids. That's also another tip. I personally, this is just for me, I do not shop at stores that don't offer a 100% refund. I just feel that if you don't stand behind your product and I can't go home and think about it and return it, then I'm not sure that I want to shop there. So that's something personal for you and your family as well. But this binder will be there. Then next year you can look at it. You will have saved up for it. You don't have to sacrifice. Really what it is it's all about awareness. That's the only way this personal finance game is going to work, is if you know what works for you and your family and you're realistic, but you save up for next year instead of maybe putting it on a credit card.
What about stores that offer their own credit card and offer that incentive right there on the spot? I mean, as you're making that purchase, they offer you that 15% or 20% on the spot.
That is temptation, and they know it. And what they also know, Larissa, is that you're likely to keep a balance on that card, and you're paying the highest. You're usually paying 29%, where a regular credit card might be 18% or 12% if you're in a low rate card. So say no to those for that reason. Also say no to them because it actually hurts your credit score. Department store cards bring down your credit score because the non-thinking algorithm that is what Equifax and TransUnion uses thinks, why would you take on a 29% credit card when you could get a better one at your bank, a better rate card, and they're also easier to approve for. So while it's great for the merchant, it's definitely not great for you.
Last tip that you have is don't go shopping hungry.
Yeah, this is really tough, and I do it all the time. Again, it's that instant gratification. It's the bling. It's the emotions. Merchants are preying on maybe feeling unfulfilled as a spouse, as a partner, as a parent, as a child, whatever. And you get into the store, and all of that can just be a little too much to resist. So, as they say, don't go shopping for groceries hungry. It's the same thing when you're going out. It's that last minute, oh, I still need that for this person, that person. Make the list in advance. I know this sounds super simple. It's the doing of it that's really important. Have an amount that you want to spend. You've already done the pre-research online, so you're not going to get exhausted. You're not going to do the default, and have a plan before you go out.